What's up, everyone? Thralls of Metal back again with another album review. I'm Shredlord.
Rin.
Necrotic Nick.
Jammin Jon.
And today we are bringing you the brand new album from Flotsam and Jetsam, Blood in the Water.
This comes out on the 4th of June on AFM Records. This band formed in 1984 in Phoenix, Arizona. This is their 15th album, and they've kind of walked the line between thrash metal and speed metal, maybe a little bit of power metal, a little bit. But they've been kind of on a roll here lately in terms of releases, and this latest one, pretty solid. Actually, a good buddy of ours actually interviewed Michael Gilbert, their lead guitarist, not too long ago, and he was definitely hyping up this album as being one of their best in years, and I could see why he's proud of this. The first 3 tracks on here pretty much kick off at an insane pace, like just straight up thrash metal, all fast, all heavy, lots of syncopated chugs, Blood in the Water, Burn in the Sky, and Brace for Impact, which I believe all 3 of those were singles.
Yes.
And wisely so, because you open up very strong on here. There's no pretense, there's no big cinematic intro or anything like that. It's right to the riffs.
And the one thing you pick up right away is some of their hardcore influences. There is a lot of good Maiden, Judas Priest kind of worship in these songs, especially on the earlier songs.
Yes.
And on a side note, the drummer of this band deserves an award.
Sure.
He's
ass.
He's
moving.
He whoops ass, and the kicks were just fucking nonstop, man.
It is really cool because, I mean, like, most of this you'd think, like, kind of like standard, like, you know, kind of a heavy metal D beat, a little bit of, like, the thrash kind of roll in there, but he breaks it up with, like, really cool, like, syncopated rolls for the chugs to hook onto, and
He reminded me of Jason Bittner.
yeah, Jason Bittner, like, just kind of a solid thrash guy that likes to kind of pepper in some different stuff here and there. Yeah.
As far as the guitar work goes, this album was a really unique blend of thrashier, more modern production on the album with a throwback kind of style as far as thrashy riffs go.
Yeah.
With some epic moments here, a la, you know, your Judas Priest chorus, your Maiden kind of chorus.
Dio.
And the leads were really fucking good. They were technical. The whole band is very technically precise, very tight.
Very tight.
Like a toy gun.
Like if you put coal in an asshole, it'd come out a diamond. That's how tight it was. And it sounded really good. The guitar player, Michael Gilbert, I believe his name is, definitely has some Yngwie Malmsteen influence, some tastier kind of harmonic minor, more melodic, interesting phrases, and it adds to the just whole essence of this album. A lot of these choruses are borderline power metal.
Yeah.
There's a lot of what I would feel like is power metal. It's got that epic style, either a build-up, it's either an ascension of some kind or a basic descension, while the vocalist is just belting it out his best Bruce Dickinson.
Which he's doing a good job.
Damn good job of it.
Yeah.
I had to remind myself that this guy was in his 50s, and the thing I really like about this, because, I mean, we've reviewed bands that have, like, more clean vocals, more of the power metal stuff. He has, like, a grittiness to his voice, which keeps it from being too cheesy, because that's kind of my thing with power metal and some speed metal. If it's too clean, it kind of takes away from the grit of the band. There's plenty of grit here. He's kind of got this leather lung thing. I believe he's a smoker too, and
Leather lung.
Yeah,
Leather lung.
he kind of keeps it all together though, and he sings well within his range. He doesn't try to reach far beyond it and strain himself, and that's probably going to keep the
And he's got
longevity.
a pretty tremendous range,
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
I mean, he executes pretty much on all fronts. You know, maybe some of the bigger, more epic choruses, kind of like, I don't feel like conquering anything. Just tell me you hate stuff. You know, that might not be my style, but he executes it well.
I'm leery to call it power metal because there are no dragons. There's no swords.
There's a song called Grey Dragon.
There's a Grey Dragon.
It's not a dragon.
It's a metaphor
for something.
I don't know, there's a bit of a growl on that track. It could be a dragon.
It's not a dragon, but a little bitty bit of testicle showing.
Might be a dragon on the cover.
I mean, it could be a crocodile.
Could be a crocodile.
It could be.
It's amphibious, whatever it is.
I think it's a metaphor.
Lizard?
For something. A demon lady.
Frog.
Heroine. A Mad Max type automobile.
Harvey Weinstein.
Possibly. Undone is about the dragon lady, I believe. It sounds like a horrible ex-wife or something. The chorus to this song would be really lame if it wasn't for the double kick. It takes away the cheesiness.
Yeah.
Potential cheesiness.
If it was just that standard, like, you know, like AC/DC beat.
Jump up and down.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
No.
Let me see your
Thunderous.
hands! Scream for me, Long Beach! Bordering on the cheese level is The Walls. It's pretty epic, but it's not a dragon. It's more of a back alley brawl with dudes in leather and they got chains. Corn Pop was a bad dude. He ran with a lot of bad boys.
Yeah.
Used to bang his razor on the curb, put it in the rain barrel. You know what I mean? That kind of triumphant fight. Also, kind of like, you want to beat Carl Weathers on the beach in a race. Your little shorts may be different colors, but they're not all that different, are they?
No, they're still barely holding your balls in.
Hug your brother while the waves crash. There's no shame in it.
And then the record takes a little bit of a turn with the song The Wicked Hour. First of all, holy riff, Batman. The opener riff is pretty insane, and the whole song has a bit of a darker feel to it.
Yeah.
For the first time all record, like they really go kind of balls to the wall for the groove here.
Right.
This isn't like the energetic kind of like thrashy openers where, it's not dark, it's just kind of like angry and in your face.
Yeah.
This is kind of dark sounding. Like the riffs to it sound heavier, more sinister, and a little bit more groove too. Like they still have fast sections, but the groovy sections get really heavy.
Yeah.
And with a different vocalist, this song would be hard.
Yeah.
Yes, it would. And the same is true for the song after it, Too Many Lives. Another kick in the face. Actually, kind of reminds me of Nevermore.
Yeah,
Yes.
Like, a lot.
I think what makes these two songs stand out more so than the rest of the album is they have a more modern approach to the songwriting and to the song riffs themselves, and that's definitely apparent here. While it still carries a lot of the same characteristics, instead of using maybe some throwback colors in the painting, they use a couple of modern colors here, and I think it made these two tracks stand out.
It's kind of like if Dio sang for Lamb of God.
Yeah.
Based on Too Many Lives. Yeah.
I wish, though, on Too Many Lives, they half-timed that main riff at just 1 point, for, like a measure. Just, that would have been...
Yeah.
A lot of this like kind of reminded me of, again, like thrash acts that had singers, namely the biggest one that comes to mind is Anthrax. Joey Belladonna was always more of a singer. The fact that, he still fits with the overall sound. Like, he doesn't sound like completely removed from it. They've really worked around his big vocals and still crafted very heavy songs. Again, Too Many Lives is just a solid machine gun riff stomper of a song. And then the last song, 7 Seconds to the End of the World, is this kind of interesting mix of big epic songwriting and some really surprisingly heavy sections.
Almost proggy at times, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that too.
A little bit of, like early Dream Theater sound in there.
Yep.
The more aggressive riffs you would hear from John Petrucci.
A little bit of Shadows Fall too. The drums in this song, dude, he's got those big turnovers that just go through the whole chorus. And yeah, that's pretty cool. And I think maybe the dragon might show up.
Apple or cherry turnovers? Which do dragons like to eat more?
I don't know. I'm a personal fan
turnovers.
of cherry.
I would agree.
But I don't know what dragon
shields.
I didn't Google search.
Was there a wizard?
There was no mountain to climb, no village to conquer. There was no ships. There was no oars striking water, maidens, iron or otherwise.
Overall, I thought this was a pretty solid album. And, I mean, it kind of is a little bit outside my wheelhouse with maybe the more power metal themes, but honestly, it was executed well and it fits. And, I love bands like Anthrax, so there are certain kinds of clean vocals that work with good heavy thrash riffs, and this is that. So overall, I'm going to give this 4 stars. I think this is a really solid album, minus some of the more power metal-y moments, the more epic kind of Judas Priest-y stuff, which generally I like, but from Judas Priest. They're still well executed, and honestly, hearing a band, this far into their career, 15 albums come out with something that is 90% bangers from where I'm sitting is absolutely awesome. I really dug this, and it kind of caught me off guard as to how much I dug it. So yeah, 4 stars. Good stuff.
I'm gonna give it 3.5. This is probably the first time I've jammed a Flotsam and Jetsam album all the way through. I think over the years I had them confused with some other band that was not them. And I'll be honest, the power metal is really not my bag either. But I will say in this case, and again, this is more thrash than power metal, what they did really well. And the music is executed with great precision. The mix on the album is big and rich and full. Yeah, overall, 3.5. It's a good jam. May not be something I'll completely revisit all the way, but it was good. I enjoyed it. I had fun.
Ever since I got into heavy music, for some reason, I've always forgot about Flotsam and Jetsam. I don't know why. Jason Newsted came from them. I know that. I confused them with Voivod and Armored Saint, all of which I don't know much about. I think they're all Canadian.
They're not.
They're not.
I think they're from Saskatchewan.
They are not.
Nope.
Possibly Winnipeg.
Saskatoon.
Saskatchewan.
Possibly Lake Winnipesaukee.
These are all places that exist
Lake Titicaca.
in places the band's not from.
I like this. I'll go 3.5, mainly because I can't base it on their previous catalog, because, hey, I don't know it at all. I just don't. But I want to listen to more of these guys. Maybe when they weren't so old.
Jesus Christ.
That's going to go over well.
That's ageist as
That's
fuck.
going to earn friends.
I think,
All right, you old fucks, you're doing all right.
Yeah, you're doing good, Jim.
You're not stealing oxygen from the young people.
I don't fault them for their age. Their parents should have just had sex later in life. I don't know.
I see the logic there.
Yeah, big choruses without being too cheesy. 3.5 stars. Get some Jetsons.
I think this is more in my wheelhouse probably than any of these other guys, and I enjoyed this album a lot. There is a lot of good classic throwback nostalgia mixed with just the right amount of some modern touches, and I thought this made for an interesting album. Overall, I'll give it a 4 out of 5. It is incredibly impressive for a band that is this old to be this pissed off still and playing this fast and angry. It is awesome. The lead singer has a really great range.
Yep.
Is the album titillating? Absolutely. Is it as titillating as Stallone and Carl Weathers' junks majestically smacking into each other as they hugged on the beach?
I don't remember that scene.
Nothing will ever be as titillating as that, but
Just hit the thigh. That was it.
I don't know. I think they touch tips, but that's a different video. Anyway, enough about penises. This is a great album. This band still kicks ass after, I don't know when they come out, 86?
84.
84, okay, 2
The
years
other
off.
86.
23.
So he was 23 years old.
He's 23.
For a band this season to be still putting out good music is an excellent sign for these guys. Look forward to the next one as well. This is a good album. If you are a fan of them or any of the genres that we talked about, this is definitely for you.
So, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you are new to the channel, subscribe because we do stuff like this all the time. We are also on Patreon too, so if you'd like to help us out there, there will be a link below. And underneath that link will be another link for a giveaway going on. Once we hit 6,000 subs, we're giving away a 4 CD package, and there are lots of killer jams there. And thank you to everyone that has gotten us this far. It has been awesome so far. You guys have been great. We love all the comments and the banter, and this is just plain fun. So thank you all, and with that, we will catch you later.